Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever SCW Rewind show here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to us, SCW Arkansas. We'd like to start off talking about our September 29th show. If you missed it, it was a night full of action. We saw the debut of Carter Matthews as he took on the Essence of Ratitude, Grayson Beckett. A hard-fought match it was, both opponents taking each other to the extremes. We almost thought they wouldn't be able to complete the match.
Carter Matthews, it was his first match in SCW. Great talent. Commissioner finally stepping up, bringing in some great talent. Now this Grayson Beckett, I think, he's okay. I give the devil his due. He got lucky, was able to cheat to get the win, pulled the tights, but of course, nobody saw it. Convenient.
You say Grayson Beckett, the Essence of Ratitude, pulled the tights. I say it was a clear win, though there was some reversals there at the end. We saw Grayson Beckett go for the pin, then Carter Matthews rolled him over and went for the pin, then Grayson Beckett rolling back over, reversing it, ended up picking up the win altogether. In my opinion, it was a great debut match for Carter Matthews. We got to see some of his talent. I will give him, very talented guy. All in all, a good match. Again, Grayson Beckett picking up the win over Carter Matthews. We move on into the night. We had Will Cage and Asa Morta face off against the Vinson brothers, Asa Morta and Will Cage, part of the Manai. Of course, all members of the Manai coming out to the ring, as Will Cage and Asa Morta were accompanied by Cataclysm. Cataclysm just couldn't help himself, finding a way to get interfering in the match, in my opinion. As part of a person that's coming out and accompanying team members, there's nothing wrong with that. You can cheer them on, you can root for them, you can try and get the crowd behind them. Of course, I don't see many people getting behind the Cataclysm. I certainly wouldn't want to walk into the Manai down in a dark alley or anything, especially with Halloween being around the corner. But I'm sure you, Mr. Mayhem, have a difference of opinion as usual.
It's always Halloween with the Manai. It's great. I love Halloween. And I love the Manai. That is the beautiful Asa Morta. Not Asa Morta. Of course, she has to wear the mask because guys like you are always coming after her. That's why she wears the mask. And the Manai can come out as a threesome. All the Cataclysm is doing is sitting there and cheering on his group to the win. But of course, the Vinson brothers have to cheat. They're in the corner, have them in the corner, close fist, which is illegal in SCW. And they don't get nothing. The referee doesn't get on to them. But now once Manai gets them in the corner, the referee's all over them. Favoritism there. I don't like that.
Well, you may call it favoritism, as the action of the tag team match did spill to the outside of the ring. I'm sure I saw Cataclysm interfere and touch and get involved in the action with some of the Vinson brothers. However, in the end, whether his action and interference helped or not, Will Cage and Asa Morta of the Manai did pick up the win over the Vinson brothers. We also saw a match between, what was billed as a match between Ray Ray and D-Mike. However, that match didn't quite happen, as we saw the return of Insane Shane at the beginning of the night, finally making his appearance back in SCW after Ray Ray put him on the shelf with an eye injury a couple of months ago. He was looking for revenge against Ray Ray, and while the Commissioner, Antonio Reyes, couldn't directly do that because he had already put Ray Ray in a match versus D-Mike, we did get to see a triple threat match featuring Ray Ray, D-Mike, and Shane.
Oh, yes. Oh, goody. Crybaby's back. Oh, Crybaby Shane, he's back. We're so happy. Well, I'm not. Crybaby, he shouldn't have been in the match. He shouldn't have been a triple threat. The Commissioner does not like Ray Ray. We know that. It's very established. And if you sit there and watch that match, you will see right there, by the group, there is the man, our Commissioner, standing there trying to intimidate Ray Ray. And I say intimidate. The man sat there at one time, had a chair in his hand. He has no business around that ring. He has no right
Wait,
to
wait.
be around there.
How can you say he has no business being at that ring? That is his ring. He is the commissioner. He's the one that signs the paycheck. He can be anywhere in that arena that he wants. Now, I will give you, him and Ray Ray have had some issues together. As you remember, a couple months back, the commissioner suspended Ray Ray for always cheating in matches, attacking referees, attacking wrestlers after the bell has rung. Fair enough, he got suspended. Then the next month, Ray Ray shows up in the crowd, bought a ticket to the event, started to interfere in the match. He was harassing me at the commentary table. Commentary table is off limits. Commissioner came out, told Ray Ray, look, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a deal. You get in the ring with me, you beat me, I'll go ahead and lift your suspension. Ray Ray did that, but it was in a controversial way. I say he was cheating.
You think everybody's cheating. The commissioner got his butt handed to him, and that's okay. But he's got an ego, and he can't handle that. He had no reason to be around that triple threat. He put Shane in there, hoping Shane and Dumb Mike?
D-Mike.
Oh, D-Mike. Making his debut in SCW that night against Ray Ray. He tried to stack the deck against Ray Ray again. He was hoping Ray Ray would get hurt. But Ray Ray was paying attention to Mr. Commissioner, standing there with a chair at one time and then a belt. Of course, Ray Ray's thoughts aren't going to be on the match. He's too busy watching the commish. No, The commissioner has to stay out of it. He's supposed to be biased. I don't see no bias there. I see that he's going to be a thorn in poor Ray Ray's side, and Ray Ray doesn't deserve it.
Well, we'll continue to see how that story develops. However, D-Mike did pick up the win in that triple threat match against Ray Ray and Shane. However, at the end of the match, Ray Ray wasn't happy, as he felt that Shane shouldn't have even been involved in the match. He grabbed a mic and demanded to the commissioner that he would like Shane in a once-and-for-all street fight match. That will be featured, that was granted by the commissioner, and that will be featured at our next show coming up on October 27th in Mountain Pine, Arkansas. We did get to see Cataclysm featured in singles competition against Josh Cross for the #1 contendership for the SCW Championship. Some of you may remember back in August, Josh Cross faced off against Leo Keegan. However, he was a little bit late showing up to the match as he made allegations that Josh Cross had kidnapped him on his way walking into the Mountain Pine Gym Arena and had shoved him in a truck. However, Josh Cross was able to escape and still compete, though he did not pick up the win over Leo Keegan. So he was set for a rematch by Commissioner Reyes. However, that same night, we did see Cataclysm face off in a battle royal for the #1 contendership, which he did win. So we had to have a match between Cataclysm and Josh Cross for the #1 contendership. Josh Cross did end up picking up the win and moved on to being the #1 contendership, looking forward to facing off against Leo Keegan. We'll touch on that a little bit later. However, you felt that was a little unfair to Cataclysm.
What do you mean? Everybody can see that was unfair to Cataclysm. Why? Because he won the battle royal. He should have got a shot. And, I got kidnapped. I'm tired of this. Too many whams coming out. We're going to have the wambulance standing by so they can take Mr. Josh Cross and Crybaby Shane and all them away. I'm tired of the whams coming out. Josh Cross got so scared of going against Leo Keegan that he put tape around his own wrists and said he got kidnapped.
So you're saying it's all a setup, that there was no kidnapping involved. You think it was all just Josh Cross making false allegations?
Well, okay. How can you put somebody in a trunk when you drive a truck?
This is true. This was a question. And that's a viable question to ask. As far as I know, the investigation into the allegations are still ongoing. Hopefully we can catch up with Commissioner Reyes at some point and see where those allegations stand. However, as of right now, Josh Cross did pick up the win over Cataclysm. So for the record, Josh Cross is the #1 contender to face off against Leo Keegan. Let's move forward a little bit now and talk about our next show that's coming up, October 27th. It's going to be the Devil Bash, Mountain Pine, Arkansas, 199 3rd Street in the old Mountain Pine School gym. We're going to see doors open at, first match is at 7 o'clock, doors open at 6:30. We have a great card lined up. We're going to see our first ever pumpkin on a pole match. That's going to involve X-Ray, D-Mike, Chris Cashman, and CJ, all in the pumpkin on a pole match. I'm going to say I was so impressed with seeing D-Mike at the last one, I'm going to go out on a limb and say D-Mike takes them.
I gotta admit, for his first time out in SCW, D-Mike did impress me a little bit. But I don't know if he'll make it. I don't know. Cashman, I'm pretty big man. X-Ray, quick, agile. CJ, I don't know. Tough. I'll make my decision that night.
We will see Cataclysm and Asa Mortez. Cataclysm has decided to take matters into his own hands and exact revenge against the Vinson brothers for their interference in his match against Josh Cross last month on September 22nd. Again, Cataclysm and Asa Mortal will face off against the Vinson brothers. That is at this show, October 27th. We look forward to seeing that action. I'm sure that there will be plenty of tricks in store for that. And then finally, we will finally see the street fight of Ray Ray versus Shane. Again, Ray claims that this will be the final once-and-for-all match. He's going to put Shane on the shelf forever and retire him out of SCW. He says he's had enough. We'll wait to see if that happens. I say Shane is going to come back. I think he's more determined. I think he's got some fire under his belly. He wants revenge for Ray putting him on the shelf for 2 months. I say Shane takes the match.
Ray all the way. Well, I say Ray all the way, unless the commissioner gets involved. If he gets involved, then I give it to Crybaby Shane. But Ray all the way for me. Keep the commish out. Ray's going to rip his eyeball out this time. There will be no coming back. Ray said he wants to dig it out. As I say, trick or beatings.
All right, and again, we will see Ray versus Shane. Whatever way the match goes, I hope that it does end up clean. I hope Ray wrestles clean. I hope the commissioner is able to keep his opinions about Ray at bay, and we'll see a good competitive match. However, I do see, and I will say, I think Shane is going to take the win over Ray in the street fight match.
Ray takes what he wants and takes what he needs and gets what he should get.
I will absolutely agree with you on that. Ray will do whatever he feels he needs to do to get what he wants. However, you be sure to join us on October 27th at 199 3rd Street, Mountain Pine, Arkansas. Match starts at first bell is at 7 o'clock. Doors open at 6:30. We'll see all these matches and more, again, featuring that street fight of Shane versus Ray. We're going to have the pumpkin on a pole match, along with many other great matches and competitors. For the kids that come along, do be sure to wear your costume, as we will be featuring a costume contest. The prize will be announced the night of the show. On behalf of my colleague, Carl Mayhem, myself, Richard Rockwell, I want to thank you for joining us for this episode of SCW Rewind. So again, do be sure to mark your calendars for Saturday, October 27th, 199 3rd Street in Mountain Pine, Arkansas. The first bell is at 7 o'clock, doors open at 6:30. It's just $5 to get into the show. For kids, do be sure to bring your costume, as we will be featuring a costume contest. We will announce the prize the night of the show. On behalf of my colleague, Carl Mayhem, myself, Richard Rockwell, we do want to thank you for joining us for our first ever episode of SCW Rewind. Do be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, SCW Arkansas, and like us on Facebook, South Central Wrestling. Again, thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.